Hi everyone, it's Jeff here from Avada. In this video, I will take a look at how to use the Avada Upload Field Element. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell icon to be notified of all new content. Okay, let's begin. The Avada Upload Field Element allows users to upload files through a form. You have full control over the type and size of the files, and this can be a very useful addition to a form. With Avada 7.14, the element has a few new options as well. There are many situations in which this could be used. Let's have a look at one. I've imported the Avada investment prebuilt here, and I'm going to imagine they want to hire some interns. I have a form here, and I have created a section for the uploading of a resume, application letter, and a headshot. So all I need now is the upload field element. I'll just edit this nested column and add the upload field element under the text block here. The element starts with the usual field label and field name. The way I have styled this, I don't want a label, but I'll give it a field name of uploads. Required field comes next, and I want to set this to yes here. After this is the empty input notice. I'll just use this to remind users that I want 3 files. Placeholder text is next, and this has some by default, and that looks fine to me. Tooltip text is next, and this shows next to the field label, and so as I'm not using one of those, I will leave this empty, as otherwise it just sits by itself. Max file upload size comes next, and this is in megabytes. The description notes that 2 megabytes is the default, and this applies to each file uploaded. You can make this as big as the maximum upload size that is set on your site. I think 2 megabytes is perfect for this application. Allow multiple uploads is the next option, and as I want 3 files to be uploaded, I will need to set this to yes. When I do that, I get 3 new options. Allow single file addition/removal is the first of these, and here you can decide if single files can be added or removed. Just note that as the description says, this option only works with forms that are AJAX submitted. Then comes minimum number of files. It's on 0 by default, which means there is no limit, but here I'm going to make the minimum number of files to be 3, and I'll also set the maximum number of files to be 3. So with the required field option, this means that this field must be used and that there must be 3 files uploaded. Allowed file types/extensions comes after this, and as my note specifies on the form, I'm only allowing JPEGs and PDF files. The description of the option explains how this works and gives an example of the input format. So for me, I will add .jpeg, .pdf. As in the descriptions, you could also add image/*, which is a wildcard for all image types. Camera capture is the next option, and when the form is opened on a phone, this recommends browsers to prompt users to capture new media directly instead of selecting an existing file. Corresponding file types must have been set in the allowed file type/extensions field above. User indicates that the user-facing camera should be used, while environment specifies that the outward-facing camera should be used. If not set, the browser will decide automatically. Uploads preview comes after this, and here you can control how the user sees the preview of the files uploaded. By default, it is file names, separated, but you can choose list with details, thumbnails, or thumbnails with details. Here I might choose list with details. Input field icon is next, and there's already an icon selected here by default, and I'm happy with that. Then of course comes the usual CSS class and CSS ID fields for further customization with CSS. And there is also the conditionals tab where you can add conditional logic for the element to display. I don't need that for this example. Okay, so let's close the nested column and save this form and head to the page that's displaying the form and refresh. Okay, there's our form and our upload field element. I'll just add some details. And if we try to submit at this point, we get the empty input notice that I added. If I click on the field, a folder opens and I can drag my selected images onto the page. Okay, the first thing I notice is that my folder is only displaying the 2 allowed file types here. If I change custom files to all files, you can see there is a PNG file here. But of course, if I drag that on, I get a notice that the file extension is not allowed. And likewise, if I add an image that is too big, I also get a notice explaining that the file is too big. If I add a single file and try to submit, the button does not function, and the notice explains why. But if I finally add the 3 required files at the right size and in the right format, I can successfully submit the form. Okay, that's the upload field element. This could be used in loads of ways. Let us know in the comments how you have used it. And that's it for this video. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with all the latest videos. And if you have any questions or need assistance, please create a support ticket and our team will gladly assist you. As always, we want to thank you for choosing Avada.